Welcome to today's video. Today we are going to make this little watermill here, and I think there is a part on here that we need to get off, so I will just make sure that this little part needs to get off, and then I am going to paint the inside of the little house with my black Vallejo paint, and I'm just skipping that. I painted it inside, and now I am ready to take off this little piece here. This is a print support that was sitting on here. I did make sure that I was right, so I'm just carefully nipping this off and removing that from the little water wheel, and just making sure everything is nice and flush here, carefully cutting all these small pieces off with my first my flash cutter and now my X-Acto knife. Then I placed the little house on my double-sided tape on my little stick here, so that I can paint it without touching all the paint everywhere. And I am going to paint the little house all white. And I actually think I did give it 2 layers of white, just to make sure that the white was really white. I decided to use my pale brown Vallejo color for the windows, and I'm just taking my time trying to paint all these small details of the little house. So the window frames and the door frame, I'm not painting the small sprouts on the inside of the window. I like that they are white, giving a little contrast to the dark around the windows. I wanted this watermill to have a natural look, so like wood, lots of wood, so that's why I'm using this light brown around the windows and the door frames. I'm not that neat with this little top window here, because I am going to color the roof another color, so it doesn't matter that I'm a bit over the edge with this brown. The chimney has this kind of edge on the top around the top part, so I decided to paint that part again with this brown color, just to make it kind of cohesive with the rest of the house. I also decided to paint the little watermill here with the same brown color, so I just took my time and got into all the small details there is on this little piece. So it took me quite some time to paint this little wheel. Then I mixed a tiny bit of black into the brown paint here, and I mixed and then I decided to pour some brown and then put some of the brown black over it to get the color that I really wanted for this little roof. So I got a darker brown color that still matches the lighter brown, or the original brown, and now I am just going in and painting the roof with this color, avoiding the small details here, going nicely around those, so that it is still looking really neat when I'm done with this painting. Don't forget the little flap that is underneath the roof, so I turned the little house upside down, and you can do that because of the double-sided tape there is on this little stick. So it's making it easy to paint it from all sides. And I carefully go around here on this little flap so that I don't put the brown on the white house. I don't want it on the house, so just doing it carefully. If you do get it on the house, then you can always take a little white paint when the dark brown has dried, and then you can kind of paint it over again. The small window frames and the door frame has kind of this little triangular shape on the top of them, and I'm coloring that in with this dark brown as well, just to get the details out. When all the paint has dried, it is time to put the two pieces together, and the mill is a bit taller than the house, or it's lower than the house, so I had to take it off my little stick here. And the little hole here was a bit too small for the wheel part, so I had to widen it out a tiny bit with my X-Acto knife. Be careful with that, because resin is toxic, so you don't want these small dust particles to go into your lungs. I'm working with a mask on when I'm doing this. And then I'm just making sure that the little wheel is sitting nice and good in there. So here is my Tamaria snow texture thingy coming into game. I actually once put some glitter in this snow texture, because I think that makes it look a little bit more like snow, that it is a little sparkly. And I'm using a tiny bit of the snow here on the roof to make it look like it have been snowing lately and there is snow everywhere. It's a nice little detail. I forgot to show you, but I did paint the little doorknob on the door with a tiny bit of a white paint. Don't forget to put a little snow on the wheel here on the watermill, because it is going to be sitting at a frozen lake, or what you call that, water thingy. And when it is frozen, it is not going around, so the snow would kind of sit on top of the wheel as well. Actually, I thought that this was it for the little house, but I was looking at it and thinking, nah, I need some smoke coming out of the little chimney, as if there's someone in there still trying to get a little heat in the winter cold. So I ripped off some of the cotton from a cotton swipe and popped a tiny bit of that into a little bowl, and then I used a tiny bit of my UV resin, and I soaked this little piece of cotton into the UV resin, and I was shaping that and designing that so that it looks like a little smoke coming out of the chimney from the little house. Then I carefully lifted it out of the little bowl here and placed that in the chimney. Do not touch this. This is toxic, so don't touch the resin here. So I'm just using the toothpicks to make sure that it is sitting just like I want it to sit. And then I just keep it under the UV light for around 4 or 5 minutes. And then the little smoke in the chimney is also done. So that is all there is for today. The little house is all done and ready to go onto the scenery when we get that part done. We will look at that tomorrow, so I hope you will join me there as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.